All right, good morning, guys. Quick sound check. He said hair's on point today. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. No, it just sends me that for some reason. Okay. Sweet. All right, you guys should be able to hear me. Should be good to go. I didn't see anybody confirm just yet, but let's take a look here. Ranger, lay down. Good boy. Sounds great. Awesome. Sweet. Well, let's dive in and take a look at what we got here this morning. So obviously the big thing that we have is going to be FOMC coming up here later today at 2 o'clock. So I don't think there's going to be a ton for us to do up until then. We got about 4 minutes here till the bell. We're at 139,000 contracts traded for the S&Ps. So there's that's in the okay range, not great. Certainly could be better here, but at the moment it is what it is. That's what we got to work with. Overnight range here is about 24, 25 points for S&Ps. We got this kind of sharp drop here at like 5:30 this morning, kind of pushed us down, gave us that range, and then a like decent little rally back over here, and then now we've faded that back. So we're essentially nowhere. We're opening just slightly red overall here for everything. S&P's down 0.07, NASDAQ down 0.15, Russell down 0.29, which is the leader to the downside, and then the Dow here down 0.07s. So there's not a ton in which to work with. I'm kind of the belief that the morning will essentially be a whole lot of nada, and then from there we can start to look at something after FOMC. So I'm going to be here just in the event that we do something kind of crazy this morning, and then we can look to play off that. Part of me is kind of thinking maybe we see a down move to the downside. We've got some room there. Dow's currently basically unchanged here, down 21 points. So kind of thinking that's a possibility or a reality on the day, and we get the move before FOMC just for that purpose. At the same time, I'm also just kind of like, we can let this kind of trade around, do what it wants to do, keep an eye on it for a little bit this morning, and then kind of go from there. So the one thing I am watching here is going to be gold and silver. They still have, I think, there you go. They still have what I think is to be the most room, even though silver made a really large move yesterday. I think we could see some continuation from this. Obviously not until after FOMC, I don't think, at this point. So again, probably a pretty quiet looking morning in there. And then I haven't looked across the board at really too many other commodities here. Crude oil kind of coming down pretty decent there as well, 57.91s. That's right into a level down here now. 57.89s, and then it's got room. If that doesn't hold, the 57.23s. I don't really know if that's worth paying attention to or not today. And then bonds here. Bonds are just sitting in a really, really interesting spot. fully know that I like this or don't like this is the only thing. The idea of FOMC here coming out today and bonds acting like they are, it keeps throwing me for a bit of a loop. So, but yeah, we're gonna take the morning slow. Again, no real immediate plans, just looking to see what this action unfolds, and then if we can get some divergences, if we can get something to work with from there, then I'm okay to do something. We are getting a small gap up in Tesla here, and I mean legitimately like 80 cents. I saw Bobble was getting a bit of a gap up this morning too. That was standing out a little bit, but I don't necessarily want to trade the China names here at the moment. So we're just gonna take it nice and easy. That's been what's worked so far. Nice. Good work. Where'd you pick up accounts at yesterday? Tradeify? Sweet. Love that from me. Appreciate you. Did you do the select accounts? Which ones you do? That deal ends, I think, today, by the way. I haven't really pushed that one. Straight to funded. Nice. If you know how to trade, I think that's just like the easiest, quickest route. Nasdaq getting a little bit of selling pressure there. Russell Dow kind of jumped up just for a second. Yeah, I think moving live is going to be a big factor in the props going forward. It's a pretty decent rally back there out of the Russell so far. It was the weaker market. I'm not necessarily saying that we long that by any means, but was certainly the weaker market kind of coming into the day, getting a nice little pop there now. Dow here coming down to test opening print. The stops on that are a little bit larger than I would like for them to be right here, about 50 points if you were looking for a short. But I guess there technically is room down to 234. Can you guys hear this dog? Yo, my guy. Y'all, you got both the giveaway evals funded? Nice, dude. Good work. Yo, this dude is losing his mind. We got some family in town for the next week. I got him up here with me during the days, at least for a little bit. Dow making a nice little push through lows down there. Well, today's lows, not necessarily overnight lows just yet. If that gives a really tight, like little 2-minute entry, I would be down for some Dow shorts. See if that can't get continuation down there into 234s like we talked about this morning. Ideally, that happens before it goes down and takes out these overnight lows, as it's doing that currently at the moment. Down. Yes. New lows there, trying to bounce back a little bit. Nasdaq, on the other hand, getting a little bit of weakness there. So far, 90-point range on the day for Nasdaq. At the moment, I'm really only interested in a short side trade, but I think we've kind of gone a little too far too fast there. We need some sort of entry now. See if we can't get like a little 5-minute 1, 2, 3 type of deal. A little 2-minute sell setup. Get something here to work with for an entry there. Nasdaq's about to take out yesterday's low, which is kind of like a daily 1, 2, 3-ish look to the downside. What's up, Osborne? You still skiing? You still out hitting the slopes? It looks sick, by the way. The photos you posted. Oh, you're back? Sweet. Trip was good? Broken rib? How did you manage that? That wasn't part of the plan, I assume. Yeah, I didn't hit you up. I figured you were, I saw those pictures. I was like, I let them be. Hurts to breathe, cough, move. Hope it goes away, but trip was needed. Nice, dude. You gonna go get it checked out? feel that. Doctors aren't really my favorite place to be either, to be honest. We got the Dow rallying back now. I don't love that. Russell now kind of pulling back here. I kind of don't mind the gold maybe attempting to set a little bit of a low here off that 4220.70s. I want to let that develop a little bit more though. I don't know if I'm interested in a Dow short divergence. Ideally, it wasn't going to break overnight or opening print there. Well, that would have been ideal. It looks more like a long, especially on the daily at the moment. And Russell kind of coming back a bit. That's the thing. I don't know if we get the crazy move to the downside. Like, do we just poke down through these lows and kind of meander back up here and settle in for FOMC is the only thing? Now, given the way, like I think we went a little too far too fast there. And now it kind of looks more like we don't want to do that. So, and again, markets have been super trappy lately. Super range bound, just not the greatest. So I'm okay with just chilling here still for a minute. Has not been the most fun week from a market action standpoint. Russell did not break there. Dow kind of starting to get a little bit more of a rally structure going on there. Total range there is 150 points in the Dow on the day. 9.5 points here now for the Russell. $96 points there for the NASDAQ. I don't love it, but I would say if anything, it'd be NASDAQ shorts if we don't make new highs here. If we reject off opening print and you were looking for shorts, then I would say that would be the spot. You'd be looking for like 70 couple points to the downside for a first area. Stops are like 20, 30 points, so it's probably not realistically worth it though. Dow's coming back down though. Dow's fading back down a little bit while NASDAQ is essentially acting like it wants to try and hold opening print. So like that's not phenomenal either. Yeah, NASDAQ starting to push back up through there now. About to get new highs itself. Again, we weren't expecting a ton to do today, given FOMC and all that later. So I'm not too terribly surprised if there's nothing to do here. Netflix came right back down. Tesla here, same thing. NASDAQ about to pop new highs on the day here. 663.75, just traded 64 quarters, so we just did new high a day there for NASDAQ. Gold's starting to get a decent little pop there. If gold can trend and we can get kind of back up over those like 42, 45s from yesterday, kind of up in this area that we were at, I could see that getting those 42.72s on FOMC. Which I think that's what we're going to do is, if you guys want, I think I'm going to come back and do an FOMC stream later today, like 2 o'clock. It may not necessarily do anything, or we might load up a couple evals and full port them in one direction or another, but at least just watch and see how that action unfolds. It'd be great if we see a trend day tomorrow. If we can kind of close, if we can maybe close a little bit weak today after FOMC and then see a straight gap over that tomorrow and a trend, that would be fun. We don't necessarily have to close weak for that to happen, but NASDAQ still wrapped right around opening print there. I had this guy that does he does custom suits hit me up. So I'm trying to get a custom MLT suit. $42.30. Dow just made new highs on this bar. S&P's made equal highs. I guess if you wanted a NASDAQ short, it's probably here. Stops will be up over like 55, so it's like 20 couple points. Or the safer stop is up over 72s there, which is 40 points. Hold on 1 second, my dad's calling me. All right, well, I didn't miss much. NASDAQ is right back at opening print. I'll probably have to jump here in a few minutes anyway. My dad's trying to figure some stuff out at DMV that they screwed up on our names. So that's going to be fun. We got the same name, but they listed me as a third instead of as a second. And then they put one of my vehicles in his name. Always something. Russell and Dow getting a pretty decent little rally there too. Yeah, NASDAQ fighting opening print there. The Dow put in a pretty decent rally. 250 points or so there. Nah, Russell's kind of same thing. 25 20s. 16, 17 points to the upside there. Confirm email. I just got an email from Instagram saying you recently added this email address to your Instagram account. It's an actual Instagram.com from email with the verification and all that as well. Ranger. Ball. All right. This looks like a bunch of nonsense today. Russell coming back here. Pretty decent there. So far, only market to really get that pullback. Yeah, NASDAQ does look a little crazy. It looks stuck, honestly. It looks stuck at 645s. No, Russell coming all the way back down to 25.24 opening print there would be a little bit too far, I think. I honestly don't think that we should do anything here. Like 10.20. I mean, if anything, hold on for a. I mean, I would say hold on for a NASDAQ move, but like even then, I don't even think that's worth it. All right. NASDAQ new lows. So far, only market to do so. S&P is back, slightly under opening print. Time is at 10:42. If anything, maybe it's a long in the Russell. Coming off opening print there, 24.50s. Marvin asked about that earlier. I guess with a divergence, it's not bad. Damn. They're saying SpaceX IPO could be over $1 trillion in market cap. Holy shit. That is nutty. Too short on YM divergence. Out at 2 hours. Alright, alright. I think we might just call it a morning until FOMC. Like I said, if it's anything at the moment, it's probably the Russell for for the long off the NASDAQ divergence. You say you don't like the way I nod in my head. No, I don't necessarily think it was a bad trade or anything. No, I don't think. I mean, I'm not necessarily thinking it's a bad trade or a good trade or anything like that here. I just don't know what else there is to do. Like I kind of came into the day expecting like maybe we try and short to go lower and get that lower area for FOMC to then potentially bounce from. But at the moment, it doesn't seem like that ends up needing to be the case. Yo, chill out, my guy. This doesn't give me what I want. Bro. I see you, my guy. I see you. Down new highs now. Oh. Were you trying to get up here? You trying to get up in the frame? Huh? Big goofies? Big goofies? No, don't lick the mic, bro. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You say hi? You say hi? Good morning. Off. Go lay down. Go lay down. All right, 1050. I might call it for the morning there. Like I said, if anything, there's probably a Russell long there off opening print with the NASDAQ divergence, but that's kind of already moved a decent bit off of where you would want that to be. So traded down to 2830s there on that last little pullback. Ranger, off. I'm gonna get this dude and take him outside as well. He's losing his ever-loving mind at the moment. Oh, let me see. Hold on, Apex. Apex just launched a 90% off sale. $19.60 per eval. Damn. They raised that PA fee though. $125 per account. That $6 PA fee was nice. Imagine they did a 90% off sale and $6 PA fee. That would be nuts. All right. I'm not going to do anything here. So yeah, let me check out for a bit and then I'll come back. Like I said, I'm going to come back and do a FOMC stream here and see what there is, bro. And see what there is to do. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be much until then. If you already pulled out some profits on the day, then, you know, I would look to just continue, like keep those profits safe and run with it from there. I mean, if you have a little bit of cushion later on and it presents something, then I think it's fine to, you know, kind of tap in and use a little bit of that if you already have some. But I wouldn't go getting super crazy aggressive here between now and FOMC. Like I don't think that's the move at the moment. So yeah, do with that information what you will here at the moment. NASDAQ complete reversal of that, which is crazy. So yeah. Anyways, that's what I got. I'll check back in a little bit and kind of see where we're at. But yeah, at the moment, those are my initial kind of thoughts and thinking here. We do have silver trying to hold a little bit. We do have gold still trying to hold this like 42.20 area. Bonds are trying to rally back up towards 115.23s. I don't really know that there's anything to take away from that. And overall, I think NASDAQ, S&Ps are weird. Russell, Dow kind of have strength, but I just don't love any of this. So I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna do anything crazy here. So, but yeah. Anyway, that's what I got. Check back in. I'll post it up on my stories and stuff like that, as well as in the Discord for the FOMC stream. But I think that's gonna be. I think that's going to be where we'll see some movement. It could be a complete non-event, which is not ideal at all. But yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that later. I think probably tomorrow and Friday are the better trading days, realistically. But yeah, anyway, that's what I got. If you need me, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys just a couple minutes before 2, and we'll see what this FOMC move wants to be about. So appreciate you guys.